What's up everybody, Jared here for the Smokin' Android once again. Today we're going to be showing you how to install MIUI ROM, which is actually now the latest version, 2.3.30 for those of you that are keeping track. So if you haven't installed MIUI before or haven't installed a ROM before, this might be useful for you. So what you're going to do is head to the link in the description that I've posted below, and it'll bring you to this XDA website. Also, a big shout out goes to Stephen Deb25 and MagiMan, both XDA developers. So thank you very much to them for creating this for the Motorola Atrix. And so anyways, we're going to go ahead and you'll be moving down the page and some information about it, a couple of screenshots, what's currently working, what currently doesn't work. Those haven't been completely updated yet, but there is a bit of a changelog here for the newest version, which was released yesterday or today, depending on where you are in the world, and as well as some tips and tricks on some of the settings options and stuff like that. Also, if you want to have your external SD card be your default storage drive, then you're going to have to download come down sort of halfway here, and you're going to need to download this sort of add-on, which is just a zip that you'll flash using Clockwork Recovery, and that'll because your internal is actually set as the default at the moment. So you're going to want to flash the ROM and then do that, but we'll get into that in the installation procedure. So alright, so we'll come down here. Now there's two ways you can download the ROM. If you have ROM Manager, you can locate it through ROM Manager, or you can just come here, obviously, to the link and download the latest version, again, version 2.3.30. And so you'll go ahead and click on that and download it. It's about a 106 megabyte file, and it actually downloads fairly quickly. So what we're going to do is cut this video and jump back into our device now to show you how to go ahead and flash it. Also, one other thing, you're obviously going to want to push the file to your SD card via your PC, or even downloading it. Obviously, if you downloaded it through ROM Manager, it'll be there waiting for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump onto our device. Alright, so we're back at our device now. You've loaded the file onto your SD card, and with Motorola Atrixes, this is the way we do it. So if your device is already powered on, you're going to go ahead and want to turn it off now. If you do have a custom ROM, there's a good chance that in your power menu there, you're going to have the option to reboot into recovery. If you don't, well, we're going to go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. So just press and hold the device. We're going to power off the device. Okay, we'll wait a couple seconds for that to shut off. Alright, so power button, volume down rocker. Press wait for the green light to come on, let go of the power button, still holding the volume down rocker. Fast boot pops up. We'll go ahead and keep clicking the volume down rocker until we locate recovery. Click up on the volume rocker and let it enter Android recovery mode, which will be your Clockwork Mod Recovery, or whatever. If you have an Atrix, you may even have ROM racers. So we'll let this load into recovery. Alright, so now we're in recovery. What you're going to go ahead and do first, obviously, now there's obviously two different ways of doing this. You can clear Delvic cache, then clear your cache partition, then wipe factory reset, or what you can do, which is more of a sort of an accurate method of doing it, aside from fast booting, which is the best way to do it, but we're not going to really do that right now. So if you want to, you click on Mounts and Storage, kind of scroll to the bottom, because a lot of the mount options will be at the top, and you scroll to the bottom, all the formatting options will be there. So the first thing you're going to do is obviously format system, and then you'll go ahead and click on that. That'll format the system. That'll take just a moment. Once you've done, I'm not going to do this because I actually already have the ROM loaded and I really don't feel like going through it all again. So once you've mounted the system, next thing you're going to want to do is, format system. Next thing you're going to want to do is format pre-install. And once you're done formatting the pre-install, format the data, and format cache, and format, and that's it. And then click on go back, and then just for safety's sake, you can always go and click advanced, wipe Delvic and all that good stuff, wipe cache. So, but I think you should be okay, especially if you're on a previous Cyanogen Mod 9 build or some sort of an ice cream sandwich ROM. You should probably be okay with just clicking on advanced, wipe Delvic, go back, click on wipe cache partition, go back and wipe data factor reset. Now once you've done all that, we're going to go into install zip from SD card. Again, choose zip from SD card, and we're going to go ahead and locate the ROM itself, which should be near the bottom here. There it is right there, MIUI MIUI.US Olympus 2.3.30 English DO zipline, yada yada yada. So once that's installed, which will be pretty fast, one other thing I would recommend, if you have downloaded the external SD card zip file, this is when you're going to be flashing it after you flash the ROM file. Okay. Now, for those of you that want a different custom kernel, this ROM does come with a CM9 kernel. I think it might be a bit outdated. I'm not too sure how well it works. Actually, I am sure how it works, and it's not the greatest kernel out there. I think it needs to be updated. And I've actually been doing a lot of talking with Steve and Deb lately, so there's a lot of work to be done. But any CyanogenMod 9 ICS kernel is compatible with this ROM. So I've actually taken the liberty of downloading one of Fox's custom kernels, the 025B 1.3 gigahertz. So what you're going to do is, after you flash the ROM and after you flash the SD card, external SD card zip, then you're going to reboot the ROM, okay, and then once it's fully rebooted, get back in recovery, and then that is when you can flash your custom kernel. If you do the kernel right after you flash the ROM, like before you even reboot, you'll just get into a boot loop, okay? And I tried that a couple of times with a couple of different methods. So make sure that you have everything, the ROM flashed and that external XD flash, if that's what you wanted to use, or anything else, and then reboot the ROM, okay, reboot the device, and then once it's rebooted, get back in recovery and flash whatever custom kernel you want. So make sure you do it in that order, otherwise you will find some boot loops. Anyways, so once you've done all that, go ahead, we'll go back here again, and we'll click on reboot now, and we'll just kind of keep this on. Well, I'll cut out to the boot animation for you guys so you can take a look, for those of you that have never seen the MIUI boot animation before. Alright, so here we are at the boot animation. There are some other customizations once you actually load the ROM, which we'll get into in my review, which you should keep an eye out for shortly after this video. And you can actually customize apparently the sounds of the boot animation itself. So, there we are. We're all booted up, ready to rock, and ready to customize. Alright guys, that is it for now. Again, keep an eye out for the review on this ROM. It's going to be quite an in-depth one, so grab a cup of coffee or something like that and get ready for an awesome review. Alright guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Hopefully it was helpful to you, and if it was, be sure to give us a thumbs up down below. It definitely helps support the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I am Jared for the Smoking Android, and as always, until next time, the Smoking Android signing out.